Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh Anta. Worse, she fell back into superstition and barbarism. Juvenal describes tribal wars between two groups, Dendera and Hombos, whose totems are inimical and who are supposed to have destroyed each other through cannibalism. This event is to have taken place under the consulate of Iuncus in AD 127. Even if one makes allowances and takes into account the fact that Juvenal was not an impartial author and did not like the Orientals, one must admit that as a whole, there occurred a genuine regression of the Egyptian civilization. This regression strikes the Egyptian people in their own birthplace before any immigration, and this, let us repeat, was due to the simple fact of foreign occupation. A great enigma of history is seen in a new light. Namely, how did it happen that a people who built great civilizations fell so low afterward, and particularly the African people? It is clear that the exhaustive development of this idea would take far too much space here. We are only sketching a brief overview in passing, but enough to provide some elements for an answer. In any case, recalling so many facts is but a manner of emphasizing the importance of the historical factor in the definition of the cultural personality of a people. But then, what would we call an African history? We need to distinguish two levels: the immediate one of local histories, so dear, deeply believed, deeply lived, in which the African people segmented by diverse exterior forces, the principal one of which is colonization, are shriveled up, find themselves trapped, and are vegetating today. A second level, more general, further off in time and space, and including the totality of our peoples, compromises the general history of Black Africa. Insofar as research permits, restoring it today from a purely scientific approach. Each history is thus pinpointed and correctly situated in relation to general historical coordinates. Thus, all of the continent's history is reevaluated according to a new unitary standard suited to revive and to cement on the basis of established fact all of the inner elements of the ancient historical mosaic. It becomes obvious that the feeling of historical unity and consequently of cultural identity that scientific research is capable of providing at this time to the African cultural consciousness. It is not only qualitative, superior to all those known up to now, but also plays a protective role of the first order in this world, characterized by the generalization of cultural aggression. Thus emerges a direction of commendable research for the reinforcement of the cultural identity of the Negro African peoples. It is by engaging in this type of investigative activity that our people will discover one day that the Egypto Nubian civilization played the same role vis a vis African culture as did Greco Latin antiquity in regard to Western civilization. We'll pause there. Continue back. Civilization and barbarism. I'm Uriel. Hi,